When Taylor Swift walked into the New Heights studio for her first ever podcast appearance, nobody, not the diehard Swifties, not the NFL fanatics, not even the gossip-hungry tabloids, could have predicted the internet-shattering twist that was about to unfold before millions of eyes. At first glance, the set was familiar to regular listeners. Travis Kelce sitting tall in a mustard yellow hoodie that practically glowed under the warm studio lights, Taylor in a soft yet striking blue floral shirt that seemed to dance with the slightest movement, two polished microphones between them, and that cozy, lived-in backdrop that fans have come to know. But something in the air was different, an electricity you could almost feel through the screen. Travis had that unmistakable, "I'm sitting on a secret" grin, a kind of boyish sparkle in his eyes that immediately told fans something was brewing, while Taylor's subtle lip-biting and the way she tucked a strand of hair behind her ear made every viewer lean in, hearts racing. It wasn't just another guest spot. This was about to be a cultural moment. Seconds into the episode, with no dramatic build-up or cryptic intro music, Travis looked straight into the camera with a mischievous smirk and said, "We've got an announcement, and I think it's worth making public." Before fans could even process the weight of those words, Taylor leaned in, resting her hand on the edge of the table, and added with a sly, almost playful smile, "We've decided to share part of our wedding plans, and yes, the guest list." That one sentence detonated across social media like a firework in the dead of night. Within minutes, Twitter, or X as it's now known, was trending with hashtags like #KelseySwiftWedding and #GuestListDrop. TikTok creators were already recording live reaction videos, and Instagram fan pages were refreshing screenshots of the moment in real time. It's almost unheard of for celebrity couples to reveal wedding guest details before the big day, let alone on a casual podcast. Yet in classic Taylor and Travis fashion, they ignored the formalities, skipped the sanitized press release, and completely bypassed the predictable tabloid exclusive. Instead, they chose to break the news in the most intimate, raw, and joyfully chaotic way possible, right here, laughing and bantering in a room that felt more like a cozy living room than a media stage. The very first name on the list? Jason Kelce. Not just invited, but officially named as the wedding MC, a role he apparently learned about in real time as the episode aired. His reaction on the split-screen video call was pure gold, eyes widening, hand dragging down his face in mock horror, before muttering something about needing to dust off his tux and vocal cords. The moment was so authentic it instantly became meme material. But this was just the beginning. Taylor reached under the table and pulled out a beautifully engraved wooden board with the list etched in swirling calligraphy, while Travis opened his laptop, his fingers hovering over the trackpad with an air of ceremonial importance. They decided to reveal the names in groups, starting with family first. Andrea and Scott Swift, Donna and Ed Kelce, Kylie Kelce and the kids, and of course Taylor's brother Austin, whose sarcastic charm had already earned him a cult following among Swifties. They swapped personal stories with each reveal, Travis recalling the nerve-wracking, parental grilling in Nashville when he first met the Swifts, Taylor smiling as she recounted Donna's warmth the first time they crossed paths at a Chiefs game, how she hugged her like they'd known each other for years. Then came the NFL royalty section, Patrick and Brittany Mahomes, Chris Jones, Harrison Butker. Travis chuckled as he read Patrick's RSVP text aloud, where the Chiefs quarterback jokingly offered to handle the bouquet toss if Taylor needed a pinch hitter. The banter between them was effortless, intimate, and disarmingly normal, like two friends planning a backyard party, except this was shaping up to be the most talked-about wedding of the decade. And then came Hollywood and music elite. Selena Gomez, Blake Lively, and Ryan Reynolds, Ed Sheeran, already tapped for an acoustic set during the reception, Gigi Hadid, Sophie Turner, and a few names they teasingly censored with a bleep, instantly igniting waves of speculation. Taylor's voice softened as she said, "I want this wedding to be a concert and a Super Bowl combined," and the way Travis looked at her in that moment, like she'd just described his dream day, could have been pulled straight from a romance movie. But he wasn't done. With a grin, he dropped the phrase "mystery guest," hinting that a legendary performer had agreed to a surprise set, but refusing to spill the name, knowing full well the internet would lose its collective mind trying to guess. Just when fans thought the reveal couldn't get more tantalizing, Taylor and Travis began describing the venue, or rather, hinting at it. "It's somewhere that means a lot to us," Taylor said, tracing a finger along the engraved letters of the board. "Big enough to hold everyone we love, but small enough to feel like we're in our own little world." Travis jumped in with a smirk, adding, "There's going to be a tailgate beer garden, fireworks, and maybe even a surprise halftime show." Swifties, trained in the art of decoding, immediately started scanning every pixel of the background for clues, and sure enough, someone spotted it, a book about Casa Wabi sitting quietly on a shelf behind them. Within hours, fan accounts were deep diving into the location, an architectural masterpiece in Oaxaca, Mexico, blending art, nature, and community. The Foundation's official account even commented on the frenzy, warmly inviting Taylor to visit, which only threw gasoline on the speculation fire. Was it intentional? Was it just an accidental prop? Or was it Taylor's signature breadcrumb dropping in action? No one knew, but everyone had an opinion. As if the emotional high wasn't enough, Travis's recent GQ interview resurfaced, where he said he'd fight like hell to protect his future marriage, adding a layer of sincerity that turned this episode from mere entertainment into something fans felt personally invested in. By the time the episode wrapped, they'd only revealed part of the list, promising more in future shows and leaving a trail of cliffhangers worthy of a binge-worthy TV series. Yet the real magic wasn't just in the names dropped or the possible location hints. It was in the way Taylor and Travis turned a deeply personal milestone into a shared experience for millions. They didn't just invite friends and family to their wedding. They invited the entire world to feel part of the love story, to speculate, to dream, to anticipate. In that moment, the new Heights studio wasn't just a podcast set. It was the epicenter of a cultural event, one where sports and pop culture collided under the glow of two people who clearly, unapologetically adore each other. And as the cameras faded to black and the outro music rolled, fans everywhere knew this wasn't the end of the story. This was just the first chapter of the wedding saga that would define 2025.